Hi, and welcome to Enchantment of Eternity's Game of Thrones Season 6 predictions for Jaime. This video is a part of a series of videos where I give my predictions on what I think will happen in Season 6, focusing on a different character every week. This video is for my predictions on what I think will happen with Jaime Lannister in Season 6. I'll give a spoiler warning for Game of Thrones up to Season 5. If you haven't seen up to Season 5, you may not want to watch this video, otherwise things will be spoiled for you. Also, a spoiler warning for filming and casting news for Season 6. If you don't want to know any details on what's going down in Season 6, this video may not be for you. So, it has been confirmed that Jaime will be going to the Riverlands in Season 6, and I had some difficulties in forming my Riverlands predictions because there are a lot of characters whom we know are going to the Riverlands, or reoccurring characters in the Riverlands making reappearances in Season 6. But I'm not sure who's going to be doing what and who's going to be in whose storyline. So I had my own sort of Myronese knot experience with my predictions, although with the Riverlands. It was my Riverlands knot. I thought I had everything figured out, but then we got really specific news about Jaime's storyline in the Riverlands just yesterday that kind of contradicted some of my predictions I planned on making. So I spent all day trying to rejigger my predictions so they work out with this new information, and I think I finally untied the knot while keeping some of the predictions I was really fond of. So if there's any one region I expect I'd probably get the least right, it's the Riverlands. As I said in all my videos, I don't expect to get any more than 20% of my predictions correct. In this case, I think I'll be lucky to hit 20%. These are all just wild shots in the dark, but it's fun to guess, so I'll give it my best shot. However, I do believe Jaime will start Season 6 not in the Riverlands, but in King's Landing. Last we saw him, he was heading back to King's Landing on a Dornish ship with Bronn, Trystane, and Myrcella, but Myrcella was killed. I'm going to say that because of this, Trystane will not be going with them to King's Landing, because he will rightfully fear it won't be safe for him there after what happened to Myrcella, which I do believe they will all know is poison. So since they're on a Dornish ship and had barely left when Myrcella died, they will turn around and drop Trystane back off in Dorne. However, to be clear, I think all this will happen off screen, and the first time we see Jaime will be in episode 2 when he arrives in King's Landing. Here's a shot of the scene being filmed with Cersei and Robert Strong waiting by the area where Myrcella was sent away in Season 2. I believe this will be her waiting for Myrcella's return, and instead Jaime will bring her dead body, which will kind of goes without saying Cersei won't be thrilled about this. I remember reading on the Watchers on the Wall that it was reported that Cersei would blame Tyrion for Myrcella's death. I'm not sure how accurate this information is. Seems kind of like a stretch to me, but then again, this is Cersei we're talking about. She likes to blame Tyrion for everything. So I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. Either way, she's not going to be very happy with Jaime and will one way or another indirectly blame him for letting Myrcella die. So Jaime's relationship with Cersei will be really strained. Jaime isn't going to think very highly of Cersei either after he hears what she's been up to while he was gone, that she armed the Faith Militant, who then subsequently took her prisoner and made her do the Walk of Shame, and she still has a trial pending, and they are still holding the Queen and her brother prisoner. So Jaime will rightfully see that she did a horrible job of running the kingdom, and see that she continues to make stupid decisions, as she will become even more brazen with her new personal bodyguard, Robert Strong, aka Frankenmountain. But Thankfully, Cersei will no longer be in charge. She will effectively have no official power, and Uncle Kevin will now be running things in Tommen's name. I don't think Kevin will get much screen time, but he will be mentioned a lot and acknowledged as the man running things. I think Jaime will try to talk Tommen into leaving his room to stop brooding, after Cersei's failed attempts to do so. Jaime might try to reconnect with him the same way he did with Marcella, although I don't think he'll go as far as to tell him he's his father or anything like that. But I think he'll talk some sense into Tommen, or so it will appear, but then later they'll find Tommen missing, and reports will have spotted him going into Baelor's Sept. By this time, Mace Tyrell, after having had a strict scolding by his mother, Lady Olenna, would have brought in hordes of Tyrell troops into King's Landing as a show of force against the Faith Militant, who are still holding Margaery and Loras. This much has been confirmed by filming leaks. Also, at this stage, Kevin will be working to mend fences with the Tyrells to strengthen their alliance, so Jaime will lead the King's Guard along with Mace, who will lead a Tyrell troop to Baelor's Sept to take back Tommen and Margaery by force. However, when they arrive, they'll meet no resistance from the Faith Militant, and instead Tommen and Margaery will peacefully come out, both of them having completely devoted to the Faith of the Seven and allied with the High Sparrow. This is also based on a scene that was reportedly being filmed, where Jaime and Mace lead a group of Tyrell soldiers to Baelor's Sept, but Margaery leaves willingly and she is devoted to the Faith. There have been other reports that Tommen comes out from the Sept as well and is also devoted to the Faith, but I'm not sure how reliable those are, but I'll just go with that for now. At any rate, while Tommen might be sincere in his new devotion to the Faith, obviously Margaery is just putting on an act, because come on, who puts on an act better than Margaery? And she's a hell of a lot better at doing this than Cersei, so I do believe she will win. She will so win over the Faith and convince them of her new faith, she will avoid having a similar fate as Cersei. Also, with the King and Queen swearing their devotion to the High Sparrow, that will appease the Faith Militant for now. Cersei will start to become even more insufferable after Jaime helped free Margaery, that Jaime will be so sick of her he'll want nothing to do with her. So after that, Jaime will meet with a visiting dignitary who's in town to help the crown with their finances. And this dignitary will be none other than Walder Frey, whose true purpose is to try to gain help in the form of armies, as the Riverlands will be in utter chaos. In Season 4, Brienne referred to Walder Frey as the Lord of Riverrun. I don't think he was physically there, but I think the Freys held Riverrun, and so the Freys would have lost Riverrun to a resistance group using guerrilla tactics, who sneakily took the castle away from the Freys through infiltration. The resistance group is made up of soldiers loyal to the Tullys and northern men who escaped the Red Wedding but were trapped in the Riverlands, as well as what used to be known as the Brotherhood Without Banners. The Riverlands will also be plagued by other outlaw groups that are terrorizing its citizens and stealing from them, but Walder Frey won't care about that. In fact, I don't think he will distinguish between the two groups, even though they're very different. All he'll care about is that his people are being attacked and hanged, and that they took Riverrun from him. Kevin will promise to help and send support, as he will want the Riverlands stabilized, and Jaime, desperate to get away from Cersei, will volunteer for the job and will elicit the help of his trusty sidekick Bronn. Now, it has been confirmed that Jaime and Bronn are going to the Riverlands, and the scene I mentioned earlier at Baelor Sept, the director of that episode was spotted as being Jack Bender, who is directing episodes 5 and 6, so it will be no sooner than episode 5. I predict that Jaime will leave King's Landing no later than episode 6. If that scene was from episode 6, he'll leave in that same episode. If it was episode 5, then he might leave in episode 5. Either way, I feel he will spend more than just 2 episodes in the Riverland and will arrive there the very next episode after he leaves. He will escort Walder Frey back to the River Run, and Walder will be chatting him up the whole time back, and Jaime won't like him as he thinks he's just a dick. He'll decide then that the problem is Walder Frey, who in the show is now the official warden of the Riverlands, is letting the region go to shit because he doesn't care about what happens to the people of the land. So Jaime will get the idea he needs to restore order by winning back the people. When they arrive at River Run, which they have under siege, Walder will introduce him to some other Frey, which may or may not be a character from the books. But it's already been confirmed through casting rumors that they are in fact casting another Frey for the show. But he will be the Frey in charge of the siege of Riverrun, and then Walder will then go back to the twins, leaving Jaime to deal with the situation. So I don't think this will be like the books where there's like 10,000 Freys. The show will really simplify matters, so Jaime is only dealing with this one new Frey character and Bronn and Walder before he leaves. Jaime will soon discover Riverrun is being held by Brynden Blackfish Tully, who I'm happy to say has been confirmed for Season 6. It's also confirmed he will be holding Riverrun against a Lannister Frey siege. There's been reports of a lot of siege weapons and a lot of green screens, so people are expecting some elaborate special effect heavy scenes. There's been reports of a scene with the Blackfish shooting fiery arrows and of Jaime and the Blackfish having a heated argument. So this is what I think will happen. When Jaime first gets there, the Freys will be trying to antagonize the people of Riverrun, but Jaime will try to negotiate civilly with them, but that won't quite work. Then the Freys will get trigger itchy and initiate an attack on the castle. Jaime will see that this is what they wanted them to do, and in some way it's a trap. So Jaime will see through it and cease the attack before they fall into the trap. He'll try to negotiate with Blackfish again, this time from a stronger position, having seen through this trap, but the Blackfish still won't budge. And then in episode 10, while Jaime's trying to figure out what to do, someone will come into their camp seeking his help, and that person will be none other than Brienne of Tarth, who will tell Jaime she found Sansa, but she's in trouble and desperately needs his help. At first, he'll be reluctant to leave the siege, but Brienne will remind him of his oath that he took to protect her, so he will reluctantly leave, and that's how Season 6 storyline will end. But I'll get more into what Brienne is up to in another video. And just to be clear, I don't think we'll see Edmure Tully this season, but we'll see him in Season 7. So that's it for my Season 6 predictions for Jaime. As I said, if I get at least 20% of these predictions correct, I'll consider it a success. Be sure to check out my channel for many other Game of Thrones videos, and be sure to check back here every Monday for a new Game of Thrones Season 6 prediction video focused on a different character, and make sure you subscribe so you can keep up with all that. And thanks a lot for watching.